Does your shower make a funny noise when you turn it on? Do you sometimes forget how fingernail clippers work? Do you find yourself requiring food on a daily basis? Do you ever get a small piece of tape stuck on that impossible to reach spot in the middle of your back? If any of these apply to you, ask your doctor if Peter Draws is right for you. Hello, yes, I am your doctor, and Peter Draws is right for you. Thank you. Okay, here we are once again back with our regularly scheduled content. I'm your host, Peter Draws. Once again, we are drawing in this Accordion Sketchbook with a rotring isograph pen. This thing is about 8 inches tall, tens of feet long, and after the completion of this drawing on this page spread, or so I'll call it, I think we'll have completed about 40 inches of drawing on one continuous piece of paper. So the drawing at this point will be 40 by 8 inches. If you're over in the rest of the world, like not America or Latvia or whatever other places use the imperial system, then I'm not sure how many meters or centimeters that would be. I apologize, but it's about as like wide as my arms. It's a good wingspan. I can hold it stretched out in front of me, and I'm trying to figure out what we should do with it once it's all done. It's kind of hard to scan it all in. Photoshop does have an automated photo merge feature, but it gets a little wonky when I'm doing photo merging like 5+ scans all at once, and it starts getting like, how you ever did one of those panoramas with your phone, and then your panorama starts like having weird skips and jumps and curves in it. It starts doing that sort of weird thing. Or, I don't know. It's just, I'll figure it out. I'm going to publish this somehow once I finish this Accordion Sketchbook. I just have yet to figure out which way and how, what form it will take. There's some way you're going to be able to get it into your pretty little hands. I know that for sure. It just might not. Some people say we should do like some sort of 360 VR thing where you can look at it in VR. Personally, I haven't set up my VR thing in a while. And I feel a little bit bad about that because my Twitch viewers on Twitch, they helped me save up for it. And then it's like, I just wish VR was, I just want to fast forward like 5-10 years into the future of VR technology. Right now, it's just like such a drag to mount the little sensors because those have to be plugged in, and then you have to wear this big headset, and you have to have enough like open space. You know what I want? I just want like a VR game where I don't have to stand up, and I can just sit in my chair and use I can just look around in my chair and use the 2 controllers as like joysticks or something. What would be awesome in an awesome VR game I could sit down to play? Would be it's like sort of a mech warrior game where you're like in a mech, and I could pretend that my computer chair, I was sitting in the cockpit of a mech. That would be awesome. Does that exist? Maybe it exists already. I just don't know. I'm just tired of having it's like when I play a video game, when I make art and stuff, so many of these VR games are built around standing up the whole time and moving around, and I don't want to do that for hours and hours and hours. Then you start getting a headache because the headset's so okay. All right, sorry, I didn't mean to go into a rant about virtual reality. It's cool, all right? It's awesome. It doesn't give me a headache from like the motion sensitivity. It just gives me a headache because it's like pushing down on my head. I've tried one of those Google Cardboard things. That gave me like motion sickness. the one where you can just slot your phone in there. But there's definitely a lot of possibilities there that I'm excited about seeing where it goes. You know, it'd be cool. I think it'd be sweet to either in VR or just on your computer be able to like use some sort of video game engine or level designer or 3D modeling program. I've always kind of imagined this because I've always imagined my art being in a museum, right? I don't know. Maybe does every artist do that? I assume every artist does that. I imagine my art being in a museum, but it's difficult to make that happen, right? And then so I wish I could like design a virtual museum and then people could walk around in that and I could design that and I could hang my own art, maybe even blow it up, so it's big and people could walk around in it. I don't know why that idea attracts me so much, but I think it'd be pretty sweet. I could to like all of it. Or maybe get do they have like VR versions of like famous landmarks you can walk around in, but then I can hang my art in it instead of whatever else was supposed to be in it, or famous museums, and I can just switch out all the art for mine and live out my fantasy that way. That would be cool. That'd be really cool. Anyways, for this, sometimes I get a little frustrated that maybe this whole drawing here, all 40 inches of it, is maybe like too dense. I'm kind of trying to combat that factor maybe by making, leaving some lighter areas, making some areas a little darker, so the eyes have somewhere to, so they're drawn to something in the drawing instead of it just looking, when you first glance at it, if it's just a bunch of details and there's no contrast and everything is essentially the same value, then it pretty much you're just drawing what might as well look like a gravel driveway, right, at first glance. So I'm trying to work on that because that's probably like my weakness, my crutch, packing all that detail in there. And it's often I sacrifice a lot of other things like composition and, I don't hardly do any like perspective at all. The perspective I do is all wonky and slipshod and stuff like that. But, I guess we all do our own thing. Just follow, when it comes to art, sometimes I find myself wishing I was doing other things, wishing I was a different kind of artist. But look, other people are different kinds of artists. I'm my kind of artist, so don't fight it too much. I mean, it's good to have goals and try to grow and develop as an artist, but also it's good to just be you and be you as an artist as much as possible. Put as much of you on the paper as you can. Don't try to hold yourself back. If you feel like just drawing the bunch of crazy doodles that ends up looking like a gravel driveway, that's fine, okay? It's all cool. All right, I'm gonna go now. I think I really feel like I need to take my socks off. They're making my feet claustrophobic. All right. Y'all have a good day. Love you. Bye.